Hello everyone, welcome to Garden Tower Defense. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to beat Impossible Mode on Tropical Island. So, I already did a video on Insane. If you haven't checked that out, feel free to check it out, especially if you don't have the units to be able to do this one. So, what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to put down a Sawflower. Sawflower is a pretty good unit to start with, but I'm pretty sure you could start with like Farmer or Radish, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it out. I just feel like Sawflower is the best way to go here. So you're going to put the Sawflower down, and then you're going to wait until you get the auto skip and ×2, which will trigger your ability to purchase the second upgrade for it. Once you purchase the second upgrade, then as soon as these guys here pass by your Sawflower, you're going to place another Sawflower in the corner. I'll show you right now. After you upgrade this guy, you're going to put that Sawflower down there, and then you're going to upgrade it from the money that you made from those kills over here. Okay, and then after you're done that, you're going to put down a pineapple cannon right in the middle, and you're going to wait until you get more money, which is going to happen right now. Then you upgrade it, and then when you get the next batch of money, you're going to upgrade it again, and that's when it will start being able to do damage. Now this section here can get a little bit dicey. You'll see I basically go down to 6 health. Sometimes, depending on the placement of where you put the pineapple cannon, sometimes it will be able to kill those guys, sometimes it doesn't, but either way, as long as you place it somewhat like how I did, you'll survive. So the next thing you want to do after that is, after the pineapple cannon does some more damage, you're going to upgrade it one more time to the 900 upgrade, and that should be able to take care of those guys. And then after that happens, that's when you can put down your laser cannon, or sorry, laser plant. So we're going to put down the laser plant right in front of the pineapple cannon, and we're going to put him down right now when we get enough money. So like I did this with the units that I had that were basically the least DPS that I could manage, and it was at the end it gets really tough. So but you'll see why. So the next thing is you're going to put down a drone. Now a drone is pretty easy to get. You just have to save up for it, and yeah, that will allow you to do damage from far away, because a lot of these units, when they come in, they move really slow, so the drones really help to do, you know, a lot of good chip damage before they get to your main line. So at this point, you're pretty much set. Now it's just a matter of like going back and forth and upgrading between the laser cannon and the drone. You don't have to follow what I'm doing specifically here. Like you can kind of, you know, play it by ear. Just make sure you're upgrading everything, you know, one by one. You could probably even upgrade one of them fully before you upgrade the next. Like I've tried many different combinations, and I've always managed to get to like wave 39 or wave 40 with doing different things here. But the main thing is that you have to, once you get to wave 39, you gotta really micromanage. So I'll show you when you get there. But up until that point, if you get here, then you're pretty good. You're pretty safe. Now the key to surviving this next part is you absolutely have to have chili pepper or lawnmower. I don't have lawnmower, which is why I'm using chili pepper. It is a little bit more tricky with chili pepper, but yeah, you're gonna need it to be able to deal with some of these guys here. So you can see I've got my laser plant at level 2 now, and I think I also upgraded the pineapple cannon, and yeah, and then the drone is the thing that you want to upgrade after that, if I haven't already done it. So this is where you need the chili pepper. So right when these snakes come through, you're gonna need to. Now that I did it, I got a little bit close for comfort there. I wasn't really paying attention, but you should do it earlier. And then if you upgrade it once, you can just get rid of them with one chili pepper. You don't need to do it like I did. So yeah, that was a little close because I was kind of distracted, but it's fine. So now when you see these snakes here, you're going to also need to deal with them the same way. Now, I wasn't really paying attention, and I put myself on 1x a little bit late, but I find it's easier to switch between 1x and 2x. Don't just stay on 2x because you're not gonna be able to handle it. At least I couldn't, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am, but either way, there are some areas where you're definitely gonna need to slow things down a bit. So after that, I'm gonna put my golem down. Now, if you don't have golem, I'm not sure if, you know, like, you just have to make sure that you can have a unit that can deal damage in this whole area that does similar DPS to the golem. Now, I don't know what units there are that would work here, but, you know, try what you have. If you don't have anything that works, then golem, you can get it if you just grind and save up. Like, it's, you know, it's not like super hard to get. You just have to save up enough to get it. So that's why I'm using golem here, just because I just could not find another unit that would be able to do the kind of damage that the golem does. So yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm putting down another laser plant, but I'm shifting it to the left because I'm trying to maximize the area that it will do damage, because the first laser plant is not in an optimal place. It's not, it's like the radius of its attack is like outside of an area that's useful. So yeah, I'm kind of moving these guys along to where I can do the most damage. I juggle around with it a little bit though. You'll see, you know, coming up, but yeah, it's just like you just gotta put them more closer to where the drone is. And this actually, I was just recording constantly as I was playing, and if I failed, then I would just stop the recording and restart. So when I beat this, I didn't actually know that I was gonna beat it. So this is actually, this plant is in the optimal position now. You can see after I upgrade it, it can, it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but yeah. So yeah, and just be sure that you're ready with the chili peppers like I did there, just to make sure if something does manage to slip through, then you're gonna want to be ready for it essentially. But at this point, I think, you know, the one-off chili peppers you're good until I think around I think wave 38 maybe is the next time I start using chili peppers, and you just have to basically spam them like constantly, which is why having lawnmower would be better, I think, because lawnmower, you know, it goes through the whole level and does damage to everything, rather than, you know, how the chili pepper just gets consumed and then you got to place another one down. So if you don't have lawnmower, and I've been trying to get lawnmower and I just haven't been able to get it. I've opened so many seed packs, it's just not happening. But yeah. So yeah, now, like, you know, just keep putting stuff down, keep putting your strongest units down in that choke point area there, which you can see, like, I've put a golem down in a place where I think, you know, is a better spot. So I'm gonna be moving the other golem there too, and then I'll be putting the third golem in that spot as well. Now you can see I still only have one pineapple cannon. I'm gonna change that very soon here, and also the drones. I only have the one drone, but I'm gonna be stacking those guys up as well. You can have up to 5 drones, and you're gonna want them to be able to do that, you know, far away damage. The sawflowers, I'm gonna delete them eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but yeah, it's gonna happen. Okay, so here comes the drone army now. I'm just putting one down, upgrading it, and then, you know, putting the next one down, upgrading it. At this point, you shouldn't have any problem with money. So you should be able to fully upgrade pretty much anything that you put down. You just have to be smart about the placement, really. So you can see we're at wave 30 now. It's going to start getting a little bit tricky. And this is like, eventually, like when you get to like wave, you know, 33 or 35, I would recommend turning off auto skip, because you don't want to get overwhelmed. You want to just deal with one wave at a time, because there's only so much damage spread that you can do. So make sure that you're, you know, keeping an eye on what wave you're on. I've lost several times because I wasn't paying attention. One instance I lost with, like, I think the wave 39 unit had like 2,500 health left before he, you know, crossed over, and I think he starts with 500k health. So that was really rough that I messed that one up. But anyway, so yeah, I'm starting to put pineapple cannons down now in that little like optimal spot area for them, so that they can reach pretty much everything in that area. So, and I'm gonna move this one eventually, and I'm gonna move this laser plant as well. Now I've got 3 golems down. I believe they're all fully upgraded now. Like I said, you don't have to follow the exact thing that I'm doing, as long as you're making sure that you're keeping up with the DPS. And it's actually not that difficult until you get to, you know, I think wave 38 or so. So this is where I turned off auto skip and I put the game speed to 1x, because I want to make sure that I'm not letting too many things spawn. So yeah. And you can see, like, you know, they're not having much of an issue being able to keep up. So I'm trying to find a good spot for this pineapple cannon. And that should be fine. And then, yeah, the saw flowers are still there. I should have gotten rid of them a long time ago, but it doesn't really matter. It's just when you get to max units, you're going to want to replace them with something better. So that's going to happen here. And then the other thing is leave one unit open, one slot open, so that you can put down chili peppers one after the other. That's going to be very important. All right, so 18 out of 20. And then I think we're going to put down one more here. There it is. Those seagulls bump the camera. It's so annoying. All right, so now we've got, yeah, we've got 19. So now this is that last spot. Like I said, it's reserved for the chili pepper now. These guys. Oh yeah, we got to move the laser plant, right? What was I doing? I don't know. Okay, so now this is where I start putting the chili peppers down, just to make sure that these guys don't make it through. This one gets pretty close. So I think I would have been able to, yeah, I would have been able to get it without the chili peppers, but just don't take a chance. If you, like I said, you have basically unlimited money at this point, so you should be good. All right, so wave 30, what is this, 37? Yeah. This is still manageable, but now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start moving my golems towards the center, because you cannot win with this setup unless you micromanage at the end. So I'm going to move the golems up here, because this section is where the big dude, or the big tanky dude comes out. He's not big, but the little tanky dude comes out, and you need to be able to move your golems down with him as he's coming down, so that you can make sure that you do enough damage before he gets to the end. If you just let him, you know, get close to your main line, then you're not going to be able to do enough DPS with these guys. Probably with something else, you would be able to do it, like Blossom Barrage or something, but I don't have that. And like I said, I wanted to do a video that had units that were not really difficult for people to get. Like if I can get them, you know, I don't think it's difficult for people to get them. I don't think I've gotten super lucky with getting units, so yeah. Anyway, but one thing I will say is that if you don't have these units or similar units, then you're not ready for this level. So like, I wouldn't expect people to be able to beat this with like trash units. That wouldn't be balanced. Like the game, this is basically this is end game essentially. So you need to be able to have good units to be able to beat this realistically. So yeah, here's the guy, wave 39. You can see I've got all my golems stacked here, and I'm just chili peppering alongside them. As soon as the golems move out of range, I'm gonna move them to the middle. And so I'm gonna keep checking. I keep checking the range, and this is where I'm gonna start deleting them. You got to be super fast here. So, and then I'm gonna move them to the bridge essentially, and upgrade them. Man, and the camera was driving me crazy. Look at these trees. All right, there we go. So now they're doing damage again, and then I'm going to continue with the chili peppers. This is like, it has to be almost flawless. Otherwise, with this setup, you're not going to be able to do it. Oh man. Okay. So again, I'm going to be taking a look at the range. There we go. So and then I'm going to move them to that final position, which is right here. Pop them all down. Doesn't really matter, as long as they're in that range where they can hit. Okay. So this guy's toast, pretty much. And then wave 40 is you got to do the same thing. You got to delete your golems and then bring them all the way to the left spawn, which is where the two octopus kings come out from. And I actually didn't know which side they were going to come out from. But yeah, so that's basically what you need to do here. Same exact thing. Just put your golems down, get them upgraded, and then start with the chili peppers. And yeah, with lawnmower again, this would be probably a lot easier. And maybe eventually, if I do get lawnmower, I'll do another one with the lawnmower. But this was very stressful doing it with chili pepper. I'm not gonna lie, it was rough. Okay, yeah, and you remember you're keeping the one single open unit for chili peppers. I tried doing it with 3 open and just stacking the chili peppers one behind the other, but it just doesn't make sense. You just do it with 1 and make sure you're putting them as close as you can. Okay, now the golems are going to start losing range here. And then I'm going to move them. There we go. They're done. So now I'm going to delete them. And I'm going to put them at the bridge again. And then upgrade them. And yeah, I was having trouble with clicking on them. It's kind of annoying. So the first one is like pretty low. The second one still has a decent amount of health. But at this point, like I actually didn't know if I was gonna have enough to be able to do it. But as soon as I saw that one mostly just dropping, I was feeling a little bit more confident that I was gonna do it. So now it's just a matter of making sure that those golems get moved, and then that's it. You're sitting pretty. So, I mean, I may have even been able to just do it with just these guys. I don't know. But don't take a chance. Probably not, actually. Okay, so here we go. Last upgrades. And then the chili peppers. Just for good measure. If I do remember correctly, he did get somewhat close. I think he gets around this corner here. Yeah, barely. Done. That's how you do it. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any other strategies or if you've been able to do it different ways. Or, you know, with some replacement units that maybe people don't have these specific ones. And like I said, you know, there's probably several ways of being able to do this, but at least the beginning part, that's kind of how you need to do it. So this is me doing a summon of trying to get lawnmower but failing. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe and leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.